Hold on, my thing ain't even scaled right. Hello, uh, it's Crystal Curbs, and what in God's name? I would like to speak because I don't speak a lot. So, um, I'm gonna turn off game audio so y'all can actually hear me and listen to what I'm actually saying. But now that we got that out the way, I'm not I'm not the best person to, you know what? Nah, let me not let me not say it like that. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm burning. Okay. Let me not say it like that. Um Now, as some of you know, by some of you I mean the people are that I call my friends, you know. Uh I don't talk. I'm not good at keeping friendships and relationships going. Mostly because um I'm not I'm not a talker. I'm not much of a talker. Uh and I also just don't do much. Like, and by do much I don't mean I like sit in my house all day. Though like recently, like that's basically what I've been doing. But uh what I mean by that is I don't do much new stuff. Uh I usually just stick with what I like and do it until I burn out. And I don't do okay. I don't finish a lot of projects. If you looked at my BandLab library, there is so much stuff in there that I just haven't finished because either I didn't like how it sounded or I just never got back to it because I started up a new project. But I don't I'm not good at sticking to one thing. I usually try to do everything at the same time. I'm pretty sure at some point I was like, nah. Oh my gosh. I can't even talk on recording, bro. This is really hard to talk about because I'm not used to talking about what I think. I'm just very reserved. I'm pretty sure I got like way off. Pretty sure I got like way off topic, but yeah, I got like insanely off topic. But I'm not good at talking and bringing things into conversation, which is a big problem I have. I'm not good at talking. I also just don't, forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, that, not good at talking to people. Said that like 30 times probably. That's because I'm not very descriptive when I speak. I'm very, I guess, boring, you could say. Uh, there's gonna be a lot of cuts in this video just because I keep like going silent and thinking of words. Uh, I'm not great at keeping a conversation going, mostly because I'm never talking and have nothing to like talk about in like normal conversation and stuff. Um, just realize how monotone I sound. Uh, okay, whatever. I don't add much stuff to the conversation. I don't really bother to try and talk. Uh, and I also don't like meeting new people. It sucks. It makes me very uncomfortable and nervous. Mostly because I have nothing to talk about. And if the other person wants to hear about what I have to talk about, I have to try and make something up, which literally that never happens. But like, well, no, it happened a few times, and I've just had to, you know, like talk for a few moments. But like, I barely bring up anything even in those moments because I don't do much of outside of I don't I need to find my words because I sound dumb. I don't do new stuff. Yeah, like I said before, I don't do a lot of new things. And uh, in turn, I basically don't have anything to talk about. And I also don't like meeting new people. So even if I do meet a new person, I have nothing to talk about because I don't talk to other people. And I also stay away from people and avoid interaction. So, again, if somebody asks me, like, or I'm just talking to somebody, I can't speak about a story because I don't have any stories. I, I avoid problems. I avoid pretty much any sort of human interaction if I can. The only type of human interaction I get are with some of my friends. Outside of that, I don't talk to anybody in real life. Like, besides my family, I don't talk to anybody IRL. One, mostly because I'm uncomfortable. And two, I don't like anybody in my neighborhood. Or I just haven't spoken to them in a while and I don't wanna start up a conversation because I'm uncomfortable. That's also another thing. Not talking to somebody for years after you were friends with them is extremely awkward to me because depending on how much you changed, you're basically a stranger to me. Like, it's weird, especially if they like. This happened with one of my friends, IRO, and I don't talk to them anymore. So, and one of the friends that I used to have, they were like, I'm talking about best friends. They freaking moved away, bro. Like, I hated it. And they lived like right next door to me, so like I was like playing with them every day. I was having fun, all that. And then out of the blue, they say they have to move. And I don't remember what the time frame was, but eventually they left. And I didn't see them again for, I'd say, 3 years. No, not 3 years. I said like a year. And then I saw them at my school, which we didn't go to the same school at the time, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I just saw them and I was just like, wow, and then we spoke for I don't remember what we spoke about, but eventually he says that he's not even staying at the school, so I haven't seen him since then, and it's been like I haven't seen that man since like 2017, I think, and it's crazy to think about. I just haven't seen that guy in a while, and that happens a lot, even with online friends. I don't start up conversations most 90% of the time. I don't start up conversations. I don't I don't even check in on them, which honestly that is bad on my part. Like extremely bad. Like I apologize for that if any of you like know me personally. Like it's yeah. Some people I just haven't spoken to in a while. Which actually I haven't spoken to. Oh my goodness. I freaking left that man like mid call because I had to do something and never came back. Um he's probably watching this video. I'm sorry, bro. uh yeah. I'm not I wouldn't say I'm a bad person. I'm very nice for the most part, I'd say, in my opinion. I hope I'm not. Most of the time when people talk, I don't listen, but I don't react much, or I just sound like I really don't care, and then, obviously, they eventually stop talking because they think I don't care, or something like that. Or I talk with somebody, we're having a really good time, and then eventually just stop talking because I have nothing to talk about, or yeah, I just don't. I don't check in on them because I don't check in on people. I just talk to them. That's I mean, obviously, if like I start talking to them, depending on like the circumstance, like I'll say hi and they'll say hi and I'll be like, "How are you doing?" and stuff like that. But other than that, it's like I don't like pop in randomly and be like, "Hey, are you good?" Unless I was like trying to like call them or like play a game, feel me? And it's not like I don't care about you. I obviously care because I come back, obviously, but then there's some of them I just don't come back to. You know what? Ugh. Oh my gosh. I care about everybody I talk to. Even if I haven't spoken to you in a while, or I haven't, yeah, just I haven't spoken to you in a while. I it's I don't not start up conversations because I don't care. I don't not I just oh my gosh, English, brother. English. What I'm trying to say here is I don't start up conversations because I don't have anything to talk about and probably would just waste your time. And don't know how to keep it going because I have nothing interesting to talk about because of reasons listed before. The only reason I have conversations with people, or not the only reason, the only, the, oh yeah, yeah, the only reason conversations keep going with people is because they have stuff to talk about. And then the moment they run out of stuff to talk about, it's like, it's just over. I just never talk to them again. And I've probably lost a lot of really good friendships and relationships because I don't talk and I don't express how I feel about a lot of things. Or honestly, I uh I need to get this out of me because I hate talking to somebody face to face about how I feel. It makes me feel uncomfortable and I hate it. I don't like it. But if I'm like just speaking while looking at a screen, it's like I'm not talking to somebody. I'm like talking to myself in a sense because I'm used to talking to myself basically, like in my head. Not like out loud. I'm not a psychopath. Actually, I do talk to myself out loud. Never mind. Not like having full blown conversations with myself, but random little comments sometimes, you know, probably makes me crazy, which honestly, I'm not even gonna argue with you about that. I probably am crazy, but uh, you know, that's a problem I have. I'm not good at staying. Oh, that's another thing. I'm not good at staying in touch with people because of that. That probably just adds on to what I just said, but there's a lot of people that I've just stopped talking to. Like I'm telling, oh my goodness, a prime example is when like I was doing sports. I was talking to my teammates all the time. We would always have fun. The moment the moment I left that team, I haven't spoken to them since. And mind you, I'm good friends with these people, but eventually I don't talk to them again. And I probably still won't because it's just gonna be uncomfortable now because it's been so long. And yeah, I'm getting uncomfortable now. Jeez. Speak. Speak. Speak, black man. Yeah, I've definitely missed out on a lot of good friendships and good people solely because I don't know how to talk and I just simply don't show basic levels of care for people outside of like, joking around and like playing games and stuff. I think now is probably a good time to mention that showing affection feels weird to me. I don't know why. Like it's not uh like I hate showing affection. It just feels weird to give. Well, not give, but like receive or both. I don't know. Mostly because I like being alone. I liked being alone a lot. Like growing up, still am growing up, but you know what I mean. Like when I was like a kid, like I just like being by myself most of the time. Not that I didn't like people, just I liked being alone and like doing stuff alone, like playing by myself. Uh, Now I still do like being alone, considering I don't talk to anybody, but I like being alone. But if I'm not gonna go down that hole. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I can't. A lot of people are gonna be concerned. But gosh, back on topic. Get back on topic. Get back on topic, please. um, I usually like being alone, mostly because that means I don't have to constantly bring up stuff and try and keep the interest going because I'm already interested in what I'm doing. Mainly because I, you know, grew up like that, just not talking to anybody for the most part. If, like, I don't even think I talked to many people in school as well. I usually just did the schoolwork and came home from what I remember. I did, I do speak with a few people, like, sometime. I don't think I talked to anybody in school now that I think about it. I don't think I talked to many people in school. So, obviously, naturally, I liked being alone and not I forgot what I was saying before, but yeah, I didn't talk to anybody, and obviously in turn, I'm not used to talking to anybody and it's uncomfortable. And you know, because of that, I don't have many friends. I And the friends that I do have that I claim to be my friends, I don't even talk to. I talk to maybe four people, I think, and I have quote unquote at least like 12, 12. I'd say like 10 friends. And I don't even talk to them. I haven't talked to them in months. So some of them in months. Hold on. I gotta check Discord. I haven't talked to this person in a month. I gotta look at somebody else that I talked to. I haven't talked to them in like a month as well. Do I go to another person that I haven't spoken to? I haven't spoken to them since like the 15th, the 16th of August. I it's a problem, and I don't want to solve it because I'm too scared to and don't like talking to people. Uh, yeah. Let me get out my base because I'm tired of running around this one space. I might have to switch games because I'm tired of walking around this blocky landscape. Uh, and that's a problem I have. I don't like talking to people for too long if we're just like doing nothing but talking. Or the other person is just like talking a lot. And even then, if the other person is talking a lot, what am I gonna say? Because I have nothing to say. It's aggravating. Though I don't actually feel mad, it's still inconvenient in my opinion. There's some people that I just straight up ignore for extended periods of time because I don't, I wouldn't say I ignore them, but I just kind of forget to speak with them because, I like being alone. Being alone is cool. I don't have to worry about pleasing anybody but myself. And even then, I don't really please myself. But yeah, it's simpler to be alone and to not have to worry about what anybody else thinks because there's nobody else there. I only have to worry about what I think and what I have to, say about how am I cold? Probably because I'm in the water. But yeah, it's just simpler because, I don't have to worry about pleasing anybody or caring about what anybody else thinks or what anybody else thinks because, there's nobody else there. It's just me. And it's not that I don't care about anybody and don't want to care about what other people think. Of course I care about what other people think. I mean, I make music for God's sake. I freaking make YouTube video for God's sake. Like, of course I care about what other people think. I make things and hope other people like them. And even then, I don't even like the things I create because I don't even, it doesn't feel, that's a problem that I just realized I have. If it's not perfect, if it's not like 100% how I want it to be, I won't like it and I'll probably beat myself up about it because it's not how I wanted it to come out. Hence why most of my YouTube videos aren't the best, because I'll start editing, I'll have an idea in my head, it doesn't come out the way I want it to, and I give up. This is a constant cycle in my life. I do something, it doesn't come out how I want it to, I give up. Especially with music. There if I consistently made music and like didn't care about how it sounded or didn't care about being perfect, there would be, I would say, at least 30 to 40 songs out on this channel already, instead of the, I don't know, I'd say probably 10 to 12 on this channel, because I start, at first I love how it sounds, I keep going, I finish the song, I listen to it back, and it doesn't sound as good at all. It sounds bad. There's probably, like, I won't like how my voice sounds on the beat. Not that my voice sounds bad, but like the way my mic sounds bad through the, the beat, which is why I sound different. I sound a lot different now than I did on my first song with Sonic's Way Freestyle. I sound different. My delivery is probably different as well. My mic definitely sounds different. And everything is just different. Because I constantly change and constantly try to make everything sound perfect. And it doesn't sound perfect, so I keep changing it and changing it and changing it until eventually I give up on whatever I'm doing, or I eventually just stop liking what I'm doing. Which, constant thing with, I used to have a YouTube channel, a different YouTube channel, got freaking banned. I don't remember why. But I was, no. After that YouTube channel, like before I made this channel, alright, I would constantly switch what I wanted my name to be. You could see this if you know me from Twitch. I started as Kirby's Adventure. I switched to some other name. Then I switched to Lil Rhino, which completely went off track with the whole Kirby thing I had going. And then I switched to like Lil Kirby or something. Then I freaking switched to I was Little Rhino for a while, and then I switched my name on a ton of different things until I landed on Crystal Curbs, and I stuck with it. I don't know why I stuck with this. Mostly, I think I stuck with this name because it was clean and didn't have numbers in it, most of all, and it looked clean and was original from my mind. So I didn't take any inspiration from anybody when making that name. I just Crystal Curves. And yeah, I guess that, yeah, I started as Kirby Star, first getting online, when I first, made, an account on the internet. My first name was Kirby Star 200 on Fortnite. Yes, my first online game was Fortnite, let me say that. My freaking older sister picked that name, because I liked food, and she picked Kirby. and I stuck with that name ever since. I naturally reverted back to the name. I like Kirby, and I honestly like Kirby now. I didn't know what the heck a Kirby was before, but I'm like, that sounds cool. Kirby, I don't know who this Kirby thing is, but they like food, and I like food. So, Kirby. Yeah, that. But like, back to what I was talking about before. Um, if it's not perfect, I usually stop doing it or keep pushing myself and pushing myself to try and fix it. And if it doesn't get fixed after a certain amount of time, no more. I'm just gone. I also did the same thing with my rapping name. Like, originally I was just gonna use, my YouTube name for rapping, but I didn't because, I don't know. Crystal Curves as a rap name sounds weird. But I went through a lot of stuff, bro. Like, I started off with like A Dotty, and then I also did like, what was it? I don't remember, but I did another one. It was like uh A.2 Tactical, and then another one was A. Kraken Safes. I don't know what possessed me to make that name, but yeah. Another one was uh A.2 Critical, which is actually what I have my Discord name as right now. But then eventually I switched my profile to this thing on screen. Uh Cause I was like really liking the empty profile thing, because there was like a lot of empty profile like songs, I think, and like a lot of people that like customize their thing, put stuff on it, which is why I put the fedora and all that on it. And when I did that, like a few days later, not even a few days later, I think while I was making the profile picture, I called it like, I wanted to call it like empty swag or something. And then I thought about rapping, like after like I put on the profile and all that. And then eventually I thought of Empty Swag King, which was supposed to be an entirely different persona of, me just rapping and stuff. Like, Crystal Curves is, the profile picture I have now, and Empty Swag King is the dude in the fedora. You know, mysterious and cool. But like, yeah.
I just realized it's kind of similar to how Isbroki does her stuff. Her more intense rap is like Isbroki, and then her like singy songy stuff is like Steppy.
I was just I'm very inconsistent with what I want, and if I do eventually know what I want, I probably not gonna finish it, which is another reason why I play a lot of different games. Like I do Minecraft. I used to play Bed Wars on a daily. I used to try Fortnite tournaments. I freaking grinded FNF for like 2-3 years straight. I think I have, yeah, I have a leaderboard, like top one on this thing on the screen. I've freaking Void Chronicles. I have a top one. Uh, so that's cool. I'm honestly very happy about that. But like, yeah. Oh, I need to get back to what I was talking about before. I compare myself a lot, which is also a reason why I consistently change my preset on BandLab. If you don't know what that is, a preset is like effects you add on your voice to like, or no. A preset is a set of effects you add to like your voice to make it sound better or sound however you want. And I consistently change my preset, look for other presets, steal other presets, and I constantly tweak and change everything. And even do after doing all that and it sounds good, I put it on a beat and it don't work. I'm constantly turning the volume up and down on my vocals. I'm constantly changing high end, low end, and mid end. Constantly changing all of that because it doesn't sound like how I want it to. And then when I go look at like 2019 young Chris, his mic don't sound like perfect, but it's his music, it was still good. You feel me? Like it sounded like he was rapping on a freaking like thing. What was it? Whatever's on the screen, bruh. And same thing with Glock 40 Spaz. He made Be Right Back with the freaking horrible mic. I could tell it was a bad mic, but it still sounds good. I don't know if that's because the beat carried, but it just sounded good. I don't know why I can't have that, where my mic can sound like complete doodle garbage, but the song still comes out and sounds good. I don't know what the problem is. That's a separate problem. But the point is, I don't know why I can't be satisfied with what I do. But when somebody does the same thing, I think, wow, this sounds amazing. And it's it's annoying. I hate it. Oh my gosh, bro. It's so bad. Okay. I think that's all I have to talk about right now. Day 82. Woohoo! Another day of me running around doing nothing. But I think that's all I have to, you know, speak about. I wanted I wanted to make a talking section in like the Horror Minecraft Part 2 video, but I got really extremely TOS with what I was talking about. I don't think it's TOS, but it'd probably get put me on a watch list. But yeah, I got a little too deep in that video, so I cut most of it out. That's all I had to say. I was just thinking about what I was talking about at the start of the video and wanted to just say it and get it off of my chest before I probably forgot and bottled up even more thoughts. So yeah, thank you for listening if you're still here. I hope you're still here. But besides that, it's your boy Crystal Curbs, and I'm out of here. Peace.